Last year, San Francisco's Lowell High School produced its first ever state champion in track and field. It's a remarkable accomplishment by a runner who just picked up the sport, and that's only the beginning of Ethan Fung's story. Here's Dennis O'Donnell.
On his way to first place in the 400-meter para-ambulatory sprint, Ethan Fung slowed down before the finish line. It wasn't because he pulled a hamstring. Fung simply didn't know where the finish line was.
Holding on there for the win.
I might be able to see some of these lines on the track sometimes, or it really depends on the color contrast of things.
When he unfolds his cane, it's obvious what the impairment is. Fung was born with rod cone dystrophy, a condition that's wiped out his vision over time.
When you go to new places, sometimes you have no reference, or you really have no idea where you're going.
The track was especially unfamiliar territory for Fung until he decided to drift outside his comfort zone.
It really started with going to cross-country practice with one of my friends. It was kind of exhilarating. I felt tired, I felt accomplished, and I felt like I could improve. And I found out that I really liked running.
If he didn't have the cane, you would think he was just like everyone else. I've said this about him, he has no fear.
Andy Leong embraces the challenge of coaching a blind player, but Fung's teammate Nathan Chamberlin makes everything possible.
I have been injured. I hate not being able to run, even just to run for fun. So him allowing him to do the races is even a little cost for me, but it's a huge thing for him. I think that's totally worth it any day. Set, go.
The pair are bonded together with this string that's tied to each other's fingers. Chamberlain makes sure Fung stays inside his lane, talks to him around the turns, and even gets him pumped up for the finish line.
Done. He used to just hold my shoulder, and that was always I've seen little snippets of video. It's because he's pushing my shoulder down and I'm trying to stay upright, and it looks like we're fighting each other. So that was how it was in the beginning, and then we started using the string and immediately dropped 4 seconds off our time.
Chamberlain puts as much practice time and effort into Fung's success as he does his own. Sacrifice is the name of their game.
I do think about it every once in a while, it's how much faster could I myself be if I was only training for myself? But it doesn't, it's not a huge deal for me. I like doing it with him, and it's totally worth it for me.
We try to make him max out at 3 races, 1 to 2 of his own, and then 1 to 2 of my own.
It's his goal too to have Ethan do well. Sort of like a second coach.
Fung is still capable of running on his own, an unexplained skill that amazes his coaches.
I think he has developed other senses, the hearing, just probably similar to Spidey senses. He just feels things.
But as a team, Fung and Chamberlain have goals, no matter how modest they sound.
Go Ethan! Go Nathan!
Every time we start, we're just oh, let's not get last, because we know it's it's a little hard to say let's get first when we're 2 people he can't see. We just try to keep reasonable goals, not last every race.
And even if Fung never finishes first against those with sight, his winning attitude will take him far.
And so for the one person who comes over and it's really impressive if they already know. They're oh wow, you're doing this, this is very inspiring. You have to sort of appreciate it and you have to thank them.
The state track finals concluded yesterday in Clovis. Fung and Chamberlain finished second place in the 100, 200, and 400 para-ambulatory races. We're back to wrap things up to this.